Hey mamas, it's phase 3, day 2, workout number 2 of our postpartum ab program. We're gonna advance again this one, but we'll start with our foundational movement. Come to your back with me for that supine march. So lay down, pull that belly in toward the spine, engage that transverse abdominis, and then we're lifting and tapping. So heating up that core, really important to get it warm because today's workout is gonna be a little more intense. So by now, you've noticed a change in your core function, right? You can do maybe these movements that felt hard at the beginning in phase 1, feel maybe even easy now, or at least like you can do them and make it through the whole 50 seconds. That's the goal, is making it through these movements, and the ones that felt hard at first begin to feel easier, and then we advance from there. And that way we're really healing the core, and then we can build that strength, which is what we're getting into now in this phase. You can relax. We're gonna move on to that reverse march. Bringing those knees up, and we'll tap the toe and lift. Knees stay right over those hips. Light tap on those toes. So by now, hopefully you've given proper time to do each phase. Phase 1 and phase 2, and now we are into phase 3. So hopefully it's been at least 3 to 6 weeks of doing those, and you're noticing a change, whether you had diastasis recti, whether you had issues from C-section, pelvic floor issues, or you're just wanting to tone and tighten your abs. Maybe you didn't even have a baby. These are all great exercises for that. So hopefully by now you're noticing a difference in all those things you had before. Relax, and you're starting to feel stronger. We're gonna go to that double bent leg lift, both knees coming over those hips. Pressing that lower back toward the floor. And we're progressing through each phase. We're taking our time. This is something, these moves are always good ones to go back to. You never graduate from exercises like this. They're great to do to warm up your core. And you probably notice if you do them long enough for the full 50 seconds, you start to do more, make it a little more difficult, get a little more out of it. And relax. All right, we're gonna move on to those straight leg circles that we did in that last workout, phase 3, day 1. So legs up, toes pointed. And this time we're gonna see if we can take those legs a little further down. So it's out, around, down, and up. And you can take it a little bit lower this time if you feel good, if you feel comfortable, you've mastered this move and are able to keep that lower back pressing down toward the floor. If you feel that lower back lifting, draw a smaller circle, don't take as far forward, or you can always bend those knees like we did in phase 2 with this move. A lot of these movements, a good modification is do it with a bent knee, or go back to the beginning. We're always starting easier in each of these workouts. You've noticed we're always starting with those foundational movements, and then we're progressing. So we make sure the core is really engaged and really warm before we do anything difficult. And relax. We're gonna move to a single straight leg drop. So we did this one in phase 3, day 1. Legs up, drop one leg, tap the heel, slowly bring it back up again. As you're dropping that leg, really tight through the core. Tap that heel really light. And we're moving slow. I never want you to go really fast here because I want you to use your core to control the move all the way through. And that way you're using resistance and not gravity, right? To just let that leg fall to the ground. This is making you control it. And you can even put your hand on your abs here and feel that contraction when you're bringing that leg down. Feel everything tighten out there. and then it kind of relaxes as you come up. And you can relax. All right, we're gonna move on over onto your stomach for a back extension. So legs down, toes pointed, arms overhead. Now you're gonna pull your elbows back, lift the chest, squeeze your glutes, pull those elbows into your ribs, and then release the arms, come all the way down. So that chin stays tucked, elbows pull back, and then we release. So your legs are just staying on the floor. You're squeezing your butt, and you're trying to pull those elbows back so you get that contraction in that mid-upper back and your lats. Your belly button stays on the ground here, but your chest can lift as high as you want it to. Again, you're keeping that chin tuck, eyes on the floor. So if you're pregnant, this is one of the moves obviously you would avoid doing. You can do a bird dog as an alternative. And we're moving on. We're gonna do that single leg bridge with the extension. So gingerly roll over onto your back if you've got that diastasis recti. Front leg's gonna lift. We lift the knee over the hip, extend the leg. Bend, extend. Pressing through that back heel. That's gonna send the work into your glute. Front leg. It's moving, but those hips are stable. This is one of our more intense moves. At least it is for me. You're gonna really feel that contraction of the glutes, and when we're moving the leg and taking one leg away, it's gonna be that much more challenging. So a good option too would be to tap your booty between each of those leg lifts. We did that in phase 2. Feel free to go back to that anytime and relax. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So that front heel's anchored, that back leg is gonna lift. Squeeze your glute, extend, and bend. And again, moving slow. It's always better to go slow and do it right than to go fast to try to get it over with, which is the point of me doing timed intervals. You'll notice I don't give you a number. Why? Because some people will try to rush through. This is about endurance. And it's about paying attention to your body. It's not about how many you get. It's not even about how long you can go. It's about how many you can do with good form. And if that's 3, awesome. If you can do 15, great. But good technique is always gonna be paramount. And relax. All right, we're moving on to a side forearm plank crunch. So this time we're gonna bend that bottom leg, extend the top leg, reach the arm overhead, and we're gonna bring the arm toward the leg and extend. So 2 options here. You can do what I'm doing and keep the leg that's moving off the floor, or you can tap the foot. So tapping the foot releases a little bit of pressure, keeping the leg up maintains a little pressure. Your choice. Now I'm calling this a side plank crunch because that's what it is, but it's not a crunch, if you know what I mean. Crunches are not safe for diastasis, but a side plank position doesn't put the same pressure on your abs as does a crunch from the back, from your back, lying on your back. So make sure as you're moving that arm and leg, your hip is staying lifted, your forearm is staying anchored at 90 degrees, and you're trying to keep still while you're moving. That's the challenge. All right, we're moving to the other side, same thing. So again, forearm 90 degrees, bottom leg bent, top leg straight. Really important to have that forearm in a good position so you don't tweak your shoulder. And we're moving in and out. And again, this is one of those great full body core exercises because you're strengthening those hips, the shoulders, the abs, so it's really functional. Lifting through the underside of that waist so you feel that glute working, lifting you up, and those obliques working as you're bringing that knee in, as you're moving the arm. Yeah, you might even start to feel your heart rate getting up a little bit in this last set. I feel it too. We're so close, 10 seconds. And we made it another 10-minute postpartum ab workout. This was phase 3, day 2. So make sure you continue with the program. We've got 1 phase left. Make sure you're doing this phase 3 for a couple weeks before you move to our final phase. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up, comment if you liked it, and I'd love if you share with other mama friends. And yeah, we will see you next time.